period of time for us. My goodness, we've gone through three hurricanes essentially since August. My mom fell the other day and cracked her wrist, and so she's struggling. And we had some cold weather come through, so it's kind of chilly here in Florida. Although I don't mind the chilly weather as much. So basically, just about 20 minutes ago, our internet was finally restored. So I wanted to hop on live really quick just to kind of let people know that we're going to be back up and running soon. I'll probably do a live stream. I'll probably do a Friday night live stream like I usually do at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I just want to let everybody know that we are okay. We did have to throw out hundreds of dollars worth of groceries. And my mom, like I said, she fractured her wrist, and so she's just kind of struggling with that. And we've just been going through a lot. Oh my goodness, just thinking all the stuff that we've gone through over the course of the last year, since last October. Mom and I have gone through a lot of stuff and a lot of struggles. And Michael Perry says, so glad you're okay. Thanks, Michael. And by the way, thank you for your helping hand yesterday. I appreciate it. I haven't thanked you yet for your show of support, if you will. And excuse me. So we basically, just to let everybody know, because I've been doing a lot more updating on Facebook. But honestly, we could have lost our roof. Our house could have been destroyed because the neighbor's roof actually came off their roof and wrapped itself around our palm tree. So we're very fortunate that we didn't get more damage. There's a little bit of damage. A part of our gutter came off. As a matter of fact, I'll go outside here and just kind of give you a sense here. Things are just a big mess here, by the way. It's just a big mess. But if you go here, this is our lanai, and I'm just going to go and show just some of the damage here. So we lost our gutter. So we actually ended up putting a tarp up over there. We lost our gutter. We lost the roof of our lanai over here to the front. And so we're going to have to cut this all back. This is the palm tree that was wrapped around that came almost hit our house. This is the roof that was where the roof landed, which came from that direction over there. Here, I'll just sort of turn the camera around. There's a lot of trees down, a lot of garbage needs to be picked up. If you go look at our pond here, just tons and tons of it's just crazy. It really is insane, everything that we've had to be dealing with here. Let me just make sure you are a beautiful soul. Praying for you. Thank you, James. Bruce says, so sorry you had to go through this, but I am glad you are in a good shape as you are. Yeah, we're thankful and we're grateful. So yeah, here, this gives you an idea. So that part of the roof came off. There's the tarp. And so my neighbor and I, we put the tarp on, taped it down on top and on the bottom, and I threw a couple cinder blocks on there. And so we had a cold front come through yesterday morning, and so it's really kind of cooled things down. I'm actually wearing a hoodie for the first time in a long time. And actually we actually have fall. Ironically enough, the hurricane itself actually brought down this cool air, which actually now brings in fall weather conditions for us here, which actually now will make it more difficult for hurricanes to make their way up this way. But also it cools the water of the Gulf. So that means there's not going to be as much energy for hurricanes to form. So essentially, this probably ends hurricane season for us, practically speaking. Fall actually arrived early. We don't typically get this kind of weather until the end of October, beginning of November. So to have the temperatures in the 50s like last night and tonight is insane. Let me just read here. Denver Broncos. Okay. Ours says big wings and small hanging. Okay. And then Kieran says, hello, brother. So either way, yeah, I've got quite a few people up hopping on live here. So here's the extent of the damage. And like I said, it's been, and I just here, I'll show I set up a TV antenna. I set up a TV antenna for people because we lost our cable and internet. And so that helped. And yeah, so I'm gonna put my headphones on. These noise canceling headphones help with my especially like with wind and stuff, with my hearing loss and my hypoacusis. I'm very sensitive to sounds. So I wore these a lot when there was like generators running, chainsaws going off outside. And so, excuse me, I'm just hopping on now just because I finally got internet. And I just wanted to let everybody know I've been, honestly, I got a lot of friends, a lot of wonderful people in my life who've been there for me. And people have reached out, they've sent me money, which has been helpful. I haven't been soliciting funds or anything like that, but we've raised quite a fair amount of money, which actually that money is going to go towards buying groceries, repairs. Maybe FEMA will cover some of this. I don't know. But again, just keep us in your prayers because, our park got hit pretty hard, but it wasn't devastating. Like a tornado did not come through here. If a tornado came through, we would have been a lot more trouble. So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now is just the cleanup, the return to normalcy. As you can see here in our lanai, like one of our screens got blown out. Maybe, yeah. Honestly, the damage is fairly minimal. There's one of the gutters that's hanging out there. And so, yeah, we're just like across over there. That's our neighbor's lanai. Their lanai just got torn off. See right there. So you just have palm trees all over the place, 100-year oak trees that came down. Just it's been just crazy. So, but again, it could have been a lot more worse than it was. So yeah, Either way, this is the deal. I'm going to probably hop on live tomorrow night, my typical 6 o'clock Mountain Time live stream to give everybody an update what's going on with the channel. I have a few interviews in the can. We just got to make the thumbnails. I'll probably get back to. It says Jen says glad to hear it didn't hit hard in your area. Well, it did hit hard in this area actually. The eye of the hurricane went right over this place. Like my mom said, she said. It was one of her bucket list items she didn't even know she had on her bucket list that she went through a storm through the eye of a hurricane because she was at the shelter and I was staying at a friend's house. He's actually affiliated with the Church of Jesus Christ, and I stayed at their place for a day, about an hour north of here, and that was really a blessing to have a place to stay. And then on Sunday, members of the local ward of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints let me use their shower. So because we had to limit our amount of water because our lift station is powered because the water table is so high here that you can have backups of sewage. So we couldn't really use like showers and we could sparingly using water. So I was able to take a shower Sunday and shave and everything, which was great. And then my friend Michelle, actually, she took me out for dinner at Anna Marie Oyster Bar. That was partly because I picked her up at the airport last month. We were supposed to do it like a month ago, but then these hurricanes and other things got in the way. So it's been kind of crazy, but we're going to pick up our pieces. Mom's she's actually quite cold right now from this cold weather. So she's in her room kind of wrapped up in blankets and she's having trouble with her mobility because, well, she hurt her knee, but she also hurt her right. She has like a slight sprain in her right hand too, so she can't even open up bottles, and it's just very frustrating for her. So she has very limited ability with her hands. So keep her in your prayers. We're going to go to a specialist next week. I got to go to a specialist myself for my going to the arthritis clinic because we think that this is an autoimmune condition. Regarding my hearing loss, we want to get to the bottom of what this is. Possible Lyme disease exposure, that's one theory. But we're going to do some further tests to see what the heck is going on with me having this hearing loss in my right ear. So yeah, we've gone through a lot. It's been a rough year. It's been a tough year. And, there's friends that I had a year ago that I kind of feel like aren't my friends anymore, so it's just kind of weird to think, that all these changes have happened in my life. But we've also gained so much too. So many wonderful people, some people that you don't even know have offered to help, or people who sent us money, and it really is a blessing just to be know that there's a community out there that does care for you. So Mormon Book Reviews will get back on track soon. We will. I got interviews with an evangelical who's a direct descendant of Brigham Young. He's got a podcast. I taped that interview, and I got an interview with a person who did the annotated Revelations of Joseph Smith, the newest series by David Hawking. I interviewed him, so we'll be releasing those interviews next week. Also, planning on interviewing Kyle Bashirs and Stefan Tagar, and I hope I said his last name right, with BYU. It's a really interesting interview. It's an evangelical and a Latter-day Saint talking about Protestant ministers' engagements with Latter-day Saints in the 19th century. So I think that would be a really fascinating conversation. Also talking to quite a few other people, and making those, and also talking to people at the Dream Mine. I'm going to actually interview Ogden Kraut's son about the Dream Mine, but also stories about the three Nephites, his encounters with three Nephite stories, which I'm always very fascinated by. Mormon history, Mormon folklore. It's kind of a little bit of mix of that, and I've had really interesting conversations with some of my people over at the Dream Mine. I think it's a very undertold story. Michael says awesome lineup of interviews. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to taping my Dream Mine episodes because I think that's going to be like really cool. Okay, well, I'm just rambling. The house is a mess. We're just getting through. I'm starting to get groceries. I went and stopped at 3 grocery stores yesterday to replace hundreds of dollars of lost groceries. Probably going to run out to Walmart, get some stuff at Walmart today, and stuff I need at the store. And probably gas up at Costco. I got just about a quarter of a tank of gas. There's no more gas lines, so we do have gas for the most part. The shelves at the grocery stores are pretty full. They're not too picked over. So the supply chain seems to be holding strong. There was a hiccup, for a few days without anything coming down here. But like I said, we're able to get, we were always able to get access to food, access to restaurants, and access to gasoline. So we weren't completely cut off from the world. In a much worse case scenario, that would have happened. Jason says, God bless you, Steve. Thank you. God bless you. Bob says, out of all the difficulties you said, I think the most troubling is friends who are no longer friends. I hate to hear that. Yeah, that happens, though. That just happens. It's just life in general. Honestly, you got to, there's people that you have in your life that you want to stay close, and there's other people who will be friends with you to use you, and that's just life. I'm not one of those people who uses people. I honestly love helping other people out, launching other people's podcasts and stuff like that. That's one of the things I take a lot of pride in, is all the people that we've helped here at MBR. And it's there's reciprocity, that they've got my back too. So there's a lot of good people, and they send me guests, and I send them guests. I give me leads, I give them leads. Also, I wanted to say too, I was working on a breaking story, and I'm going to get back and touch on that. Some stuff that's happening with an institution within the church where there's some changes that are being made that hasn't really been talked about publicly, but I do have some sources I'm talking to there, and we're going to have a conversation about that. It will probably be just me addressing the issue in the camera, because I probably don't think I'll have anybody who will want to come on as a guest to talk about it, but I'm doing my due diligence on working on that story too. Leroy says, sending you and your beautiful mom my love and prayers. Yeah, keep us in your prayers. Mom did end up fracturing her left wrist. She's got like a little sprain in her right hand, so she has limited mobility with her hands. So just keep us in your prayers. Okay, well, I'm starting to mumble. 13 minutes into this thing. I'm always mumbling, aren't I? And I think I want to thank everybody. I'll probably hop on live tomorrow night during my regular slot. So just figure on 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll probably hop on for 30 to 45 minutes and just give everybody an update. Hearing from people throughout the world, know that we have this great network of people who really do appreciate the work that we're doing at MBR. And I want to thank all of you for just extending out, and all the people, wonderful people from the restoration. And even hearing from some evangelicals, even some evangelicals who have attacked me in the past have actually kind of, been showing a little bit of empathy and sympathy, which I appreciate that when I see humanity in people, especially people who may not like me. I always try to look for, like I tell people, I said, everybody's looking for the devil in the details from the other. And I'm always like, I just look for the Jesus. And why we're spend so much time looking for the devil, and I'm like, well, let's look for the Jesus in people. Because if we look for the devil, we'll find that. But if we look for Jesus, we'll also find him too. We're very complicated creatures, to say the least. And this is a very complicated world that we live in. Election's coming up soon. Oh, can't wait for the election to be over. So we're 15 minutes in. Got a nice group of people here hopping on live just at the last minute with no warning. And just want to let everybody know we're alive, we're surviving. It's been a little stressful. It's a little stressful. I'm weak and tired. I'm exhausted, but I feel a little better today. So, and I had a nice dinner last night with my friend Michelle. Took me out for dinner. We had a nice time and got to hang out with my friends last night. And that's always important too, to have your social networks, even locally too. So, all right, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow as well, Leroy. Thanks everybody for hopping on. Had a nice to get to. I'm gonna do some more impromptu live stuff. I like to do that. I do. And by the way, if you're not friends with me on Facebook, friend me on Facebook, because I do a lot more communication about what's going on with the channel and also in our life, personal life and stuff like that. So just friend request me on Facebook. Just say you're a subscriber to my channel, and I'll accept you as a friend, and we'll go from there. And I do live streaming on Facebook as well. Actually, more frequently on Facebook than I do here on YouTube. But since I got this tool, I might as well use it, and got this platform, I might as well use it. So, okay, everybody, chat with you later.